What's going on, Leaguers? Welcome to the Spectacular Spoiler League. I'm the Pandan Superman, the mayor of Hype City, HazyRome, and as always, I'm joined by the Gotham Knight, the Prime Minister of Post-Production, DeepBoyce, and today, we are in the Hall of Spoilers to talk a little bit about Carnage. And we're not talking about General Mayhem, people. We are talking about the Marvel Comics character Carnage, who is confirmed, or relatively confirmed, to be played opposite Venom in the Venom solo flick that Sony's producing. So, why are we talking about Carnage, man? We are here to do some fan casting, people.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to say real quick, I'm happy for the multitude of Carnage fans that have popped up just yesterday. And they're getting their day. He's finally going to be in the movies. And, you know, I mean, we don't know who he's going to be. Or rather, we don't know who's going to play him in the movies. So, you know, Hazy and I, we just kind of came together, brainstormed, and came up with a top 5 list with some honorable mentions as to who could possibly play or is fit to play Cletus Kasady, a.k.a. Carnage, in the upcoming Venom Sony movie, which is not tied to the MCU. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's confirmed. It's not tied.
Yes, despite some confused comments by Amy Pascal. Yeah, I'm throwing you under the bus, Amy. Throwing you under the bus. You were confused. It is not going to be tied to the MCU. But, man, why are you hating on Carnage fans, man? What you mean they came out yesterday?
I'm not hating on them. Just
you hating. You hesting, brother.
I'm just being honest. Okay, because no one was talking about Carnage. I mean, the Carnage comic book got canceled, and it was kind of good. Where were the Carnage fans then? That's all I'm going to say.
All right, that's all right. Without further ado, I can't even argue that. You're right. You're right. I can't even argue that. Without further ado, guys, our top 5 picks to play Carnage, starting with our honorable mention, DeepBoyce, man. Who we got first up?
Here we've got Stephen Ogg. That's Stephen. He's such an OG. He's got 2 G's on it.
At the end of his name.
Stephen O-G-G, Stephen Ogg. He's most famous as being Trevor from GTA 5.
Self-explanatory right there if you play Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, and I haven't looked this up, but I'm pretty sure there is a Carnage reskin, like a mod. You can make Trevor look like Carnage. I would not be surprised if that's out there already, like way before. But he's a good actor. He's definitely not a redhead, but I mean, come on, he doesn't have to be. And if they dyed his hair a little bit, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, you know. And if you just look at pictures of the guy, no disrespect, because he's out there confident, rocking the bald look with the bushy hair on the side, and he's always got the very crazed look on his face. He's very animated. If you ever seen him in any interviews,
and the '80s porn stash.
I mean, he could definitely pull the crazy person. I guess role off. He's also been in Westworld, if anyone's seen that, where he plays like a Western character. So he could also kind of play a little bit more low key of a crazy person. He doesn't necessarily have to be all crazy all the time, like he's tweaked out and written in GTA 5.
Yeah, but I mean, Trevor in GTA 5 is probably dude is so manic. I mean, he's funny, obviously. But Trevor does some messed up things in there. He's a psychopath. Oh, yeah. Like, there's no doubt about that.
Yep.
But next up, third honorable mention, we've got Damian Lewis, who's the star of Homeland. I'm gonna pass the buck over to DeepBoyce, man.
Yeah, Damian Lewis. He's been the main character, one of the main characters in Homeland, and also one of the main characters in the show Billionaires. I mean, he's a good-looking guy. Again, he's a redhead, which is something, I mean, obviously that's something you keep in mind when you're casting Cletus Kasady, who also happens to be a redhead. And he definitely he is a good actor. I mean, he won like an Emmy, at least, for, his work on Homeland. Personally, I always thought of him as maybe me being like a Norman Osborn type of character.
Sure.
But
I can see that.
He definitely, I don't know, he's got that businessman look. But again, for someone that's been nominated for an Emmy, someone that has done a fantastic job acting, many people will agree that he's a great actor. He could definitely, provide sort of that more, I guess, quiet psychopath, if you're going with that, in the upcoming Venom movie, as opposed to some of the people who were mentioned, like Stephen Ogg, who would definitely be more manic and more crazy and random. Damian Lewis could be much more of a cerebral Hannibal Lecter type of character. Which could be an interesting, I guess, adaptation or take on the Carnage character.
Agreed. Agreed, man. Next up, man, our final honorable mention. This one has a history with Sony, a history in Marvel films. DeepBoyce, man. Tell them what we work.
We going with your boy Willem Dafoe. Used to be the Green Goblin in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. And I mean, just look at this face. Just look at the man's face. If that doesn't scream psychopath, I don't know what does. Man, that's wrong. He's got it all. And he's a decent actor, too.
Decent? Willem Dafoe is a beastly actor,
He's a beastly actor. He's a beastly actor.
A little bit on the older side, though.
A little bit on the older side, but, you know, wouldn't be mad. Wouldn't be mad. I mean, he can act. Yeah, he's a little older, but he could definitely dress down, so to speak, to really spook the kiddies out there in this movie if they decide to cast him.
Honestly, I really think he could make a great Carnage if given the opportunity. Like you said, dude's deranged. He could play a very good deranged character. I mean, the man's smile alone. I mean, that's the evil smiles he does. Those are the evil smiles you do after you do something. You know, something that's not good, man. Some deviousness, man. Some murdering, like Cletus Kasady would do. But anyway, let's head on into our top 5, everybody. Top 5 characters, top 5 actors who could play Carnage, the character Carnage, in the Venom solo flick. Number 5, we've got Sam Witwer. Now, you may not be thinking, who is Sam Witwer? I haven't seen him in anything. Well, you may better know him from shows like Being Human, and he was also in Smallville. He actually played the alter ego for Doomsday. Long story, won't go into that. But the reason why I put him on this list is because Sam Witwer, not only does he have the physical acting chops to play in person, but he also has great voice acting skills. Sam Witwer played Maul and Darth Sidious in Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. He's also played a character called the Sun in Star Wars Clone Wars, who also had the fluctuation of emotions necessary. I mean, he's played 3 characters who have been consumed by the dark side and who very much alternate between being calculated and calm and being deranged, crazy, and damn near manic. And I think I would love to see him, you know, given the opportunity to play the role. Also, you know, going back to something we said earlier in this video about having the, you know, physical look to play someone like Cletus Kasady, the guy's in great shape. Yeah. You know, Sam Witwer's in pretty damn good shape. You know, he could play, you know, he has the kind of like the slim, muscular look to him to go opposite of, you know, the hulking Tom Brady. Did I really just say that? Tom Hardy look. Shout outs to the Patriots, who I hate. I'm a New Yorker.
The hulking Tom Brady. Yeah.
The hulking Tom Brady, man.
He's so dreamy.
Hey, man, it was like Giselle just infiltrated my mind for like 30 seconds right there. The hulking Tom Hardy and his portrayal as Venom. So I think Sam Witwer would be a fantastic choice. And it's a choice that not many people may have thought of. And shout out to Sam Witwer because I've actually met him in person. Dope guy. Completely not a biased choice. But I am a huge fan of Star Wars, and I'm a huge fan of his work on there. So I would love to see him.
Agreed.
DeepBoyce, hit him with number 4,
Number 4 is one that people are kind of shipping on the internet because I guess he expressed interest because, I mean, obviously you're going to make a lot of money if you play as Carnage. But let me get to the point. Yes. That's Cameron Moynihan, also known as Jerome on Gotham.
Yes.
Now, we're not going to get too much into Gotham, but let's just say that Cameron Moynihan, he did a pretty good job as Jerome, who may or may not be the Joker, an inspiration for the Joker on the show. One of the better things in the 3+ seasons of that show.
Yes. We know we got some Gotham fans out there in the league. You're not going to find 2 Gotham fans in us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I started laughing because I know people are going to be like, why don't you guys like Gotham? We could do a whole video on why we don't like Gotham. We might even, but if we did something like that, we feel like it might bring too much negativity, spectacular spoiling. And that's not what we're about. But Cameron Moynihan, man.
Yeah.
He has, I mean, his Jerome / Joker take was really good.
Yes.
And he continues to be good because I think he has continued to appear in Gotham. And the guy I think he has it in him to play a character like Carnage.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he sold me on being like a proto Joker, to be honest with you.
And it would be
in the episodes of Gotham I watched.
It would be a good move to take someone that's up and coming, that's young, you know, to kind of play in that role. I mean, that could be his breakout role. You never know. And you know, kudos to him to take on the role of the Joker. I mean, that's an intimidating part to take. That is a very easy part to mess up. And not only did he do it well, but he did it in a way where people were hating on him. You know, usually
he made it his own too.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, he did a better job. Not to hate too much, but he did a better job than Jared Leto as a Joker, who was in the movie.
Woo! Oh my goodness!
I mean,
damn, you having people come out with pitchforks now with these statements.
Well, it's gonna be, you know, the same fans kind of. I'm gonna put them in a conundrum by saying that. Because I think fans of Jared Leto Joker are also fans of Gotham. And I mean, come on.
Sure.
This guy did a good job. He did a good job.
He did. He also got that skinny frame, but really in shape, which I feel like would go well with the character of Cletus Kasady. Just kind of like a lanky, skinny guy who, you know, is in good shape, but, you know, he really just kind of has like a pale look to him. Like he's already got that look going on if he wanted to pull it off. You know, and just having seen him as Jerome, man, I think he would make a fantastic younger pick to play Carnage, man. Next up, man, number 3, we've got Sharlto Copley. Sharlto Copley, better known for movies like District 9. So, if you ever seen District 9, throughout the whole movie, his character Vicus is his name. He slowly goes from, you know, a man who seems to have his life put together, but he has one bad day. Similar to Joker, speaking of Joker. He has like one bad day that just, you know, completely ruins everything. You know, he's basically turning into an alien. And he slowly starts to become more and more unhinged throughout the movie. Now, that being said, he's still the protagonist of the movie, but I think the capacity to play such an unhinged character would go really well for a character like Cletus Kasady, who, you know, for better or for worse, the man's a serial killer, which means he's not just a killer, he's not just someone who's deranged, but he's probably also someone who can maintain his composure enough to execute the plans that he has to, you know, to kill people.
Yeah.
And I think that Sharlto Copley could very well, you know, have that demeanor, you know, the necessary chops to play Carnage. Also, he also played Captain Murdoch in the 18 reboot movie. Mm-hmm. Not a great movie, but he low-key played like a crazy guy in that movie. I mean, Murdoch was definitely nuts and bananas in that movie. He was more funny, but he definitely played a crazy guy in that. So, I don't know. I liked Sharlto Copley. I felt like in District 9, the way he evolved throughout that whole movie would have been perfect for a character like Carnage to kind of jump back and forth between, you know, those, you know, between deranged and calculated.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he was also in Elysium, and I think Chappie.
Yes.
Chappie, he kind of played, I guess, the titular character, Chappie.
Right,
so he's you know, similarly to Andy Serkis, he's a very good physical actor. And that's something that could also, you know, that could add a lot to a performance of a character. I mean, again, you know, hopefully, you know, we hope that Carnage is done well, and we want him to be very intimidating, menacing, and you know, whoever is picked as Carnage to put out a very visceral physical performance, and Sharlto Copley definitely has that in his resume.
For sure, man. Who do we got at number 2, my man?
Number 2, we've got Cillian Murphy, who was also in a previous superhero movie, Batman. He was in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises, if I'm not mistaken, as the Scarecrow.
Yes.
So, I mean, Cillian Murphy, is a fantastic actor. Like, an amazing... And it's a bit of a surprise, in my opinion, that he doesn't get as much, I guess, attention, or people don't talk enough about how much of a good actor he is. I mean, I think this guy, he could easily be winning Oscars left and right if he really wanted to. But I guess he just kind of takes projects that he enjoys, that he's interested in doing. You know, like I said, he was in the Batman movies, and I think the last I saw him in was in this show called Peaky Blinders. I didn't really see the whole show, but I saw that he was in it. And apparently people were just, you know, going crazy about the amazing performance he had on the show. He was the main character. But he definitely has the experience to play someone that is very cerebral. And I could be wrong, but I believe he might be a method actor. He's just like that good that he's able to really, you know, capture the details of the character that he's playing to kind of get you to put on a performance that's going to have you thinking about it long after you see him in the movie, you know, and maybe, you know, get you to rewatch the movie and really just to enjoy the performance that he's able to pull off. I mean, you know, Cletus Kasady has he has the potential in this movie to be a character that's almost like the Joker, someone that kind of steals the limelight in a way. I mean, that's a fantastic villain to have in a movie, and if you want that out of that character in your film, then you can't go wrong with having someone that will do it justice, that will put in 110% into Carnage, and maybe, you know, finally put that character of Carnage in the limelight. Honestly, I mean, that's a character that doesn't get used often, that doesn't really get put out there in any type of Marvel property or movie. So he also does kind of have, you know, that lanky look, which could also work. And he's definitely played, again, sort of that very twitchy kind of, you know, little off-kilter type of character in many of his roles.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that we didn't name, aside from him also being in the Dark Knight trilogy, he was in all three movies, actually. He appeared as Jonathan Crane's Scarecrow in Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises. Sure. He also appeared in, he was also one of the main character, the super creepy character of Jack Ripner, not Ripper, Jack Ripner, in the movie Red Eye.
Ah, yes.
And in Red Eye, he was beyond creepy in that movie, playing opposite Rachel McAdams. I actually forgot about that movie until we were recording just now. But I mean, the dude is a killer, essentially, super creepy, and Cillian Murphy played that up to a T. I mean, it was just the guy is a fantastic actor, and he would bring a lot of gravitas to Cletus Kasady, and he would very much do a very well deranged character, deranged portrayal of Carnage, man. But DeepBoyce, we are on to number one, numero uno, our number one choice to play Carnage in the Carnage film, man. Who is it?
It is Jackie Earle Haley. Probably, you know, people definitely expect him to be number one. I mean, that's the one. Jackie Earle Haley is a person that people keep mentioning over and over, and definitely want to play Carnage in this movie. You know, if you're not familiar with him, he is, I guess you could say he's most famous for playing Rorschach in Watchmen.
Yeah, I would say so.
And he also played Freddy Krueger in, I guess, the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, which, you know, wasn't well received, but he definitely has it in him to play sort of that, again, that cold-blooded maniac. And not just in the acting, but, I mean, if you just look at the guy, I mean, it just kind of screams.
I mean, Rorschach is...
Kasady.
Him as Rorschach in Watchmen is probably one of the most comic book accurate portrayals in that movie. And just the fact that he seemed... Like, Rorschach is always teetering on the edge of... I mean, he is crazy, you know, but he's always teetering on the edge of snapping, of breaking. They even show up, you know, multiple parts in the movie where he does snap, he does break. And although he's made out to be a vigilante, you know, a good guy, so to speak, a protagonist, Rorschach is... You flip the other side of that coin, you get Carnage. You know what I'm saying? You get somebody who doesn't give a damn about anything and just wants to kill people. And, you know, Jackie Earle Haley, I mean, he also has the size, too. You know, he's got that kind of like that. He's not physically intimidating in terms of, like, stature. But, you know, given his capacity for... Cletus Kasady's capacity for violence, and given the Carnage symbiote, he could do a lot of damage because he's just so unhinged. And I think Jackie Earle Haley has I think he is probably the best choice. He is the choice that I would pick to play Carnage if I had the option. Just because I think he could play such an deranged and off-kilter Carnage if need be. And once again, as we said for Cillian Murphy, this guy has so much acting experience. He could bring, you know, a lot of gravitas to the role, a lot of I guess, versatility in terms of how Carnage is played. You know, Carnage, I think Cletus Kasady would think something that's interesting about him is that not only is he psychotic, is that he on the surface, like, he wants to kill people. Like, he is a serial killer and he takes joy in killing people. And I feel like Jackie Earle Haley, especially in his portrayal as Rorschach, he's got that feeling bubbling under the surface of, yo, I really want to hurt people bad, but I'm saving it for the scumbags.
Yep.
And imagine if you just kind of took that restraint away and just said, you know, gave Jackie Earle Haley that idea to play with. I think he would do fantastically and excel in the role of Carnage.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, scumbags can be relative sometimes, depending on where the person's coming from.
True.
So he could just kind of just tweak a few things in his acting method, and lo and behold, instead of him busting heads for good, like he did in Watchmen, he's out there just killing people for
busting heads for fun.
For fun, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, who do you guys think should play Carnage? What do you think of our top 5 list? What do you think of our honorable mentions? Let us know who you think should be playing Carnage in the Venom solo flick. We need you guys in Spectacular Spoiler League. Drop your ideas in your comments in the comments below. Let us know if there's any other things you want us to fan cast. If you want us to fan cast any other movies or whatnot. This was incredibly difficult for us because me and DeepBoyce don't really know actors like that. But shout outs to our man Antics of Anthony, who's been a loyal follower of the Spectacular Spoiler League and the BGB.com, which is kind of, you know, where our hub is right now. Go ahead and check that out. But yeah, guys, we'll see you guys in the next one. Let us know what you think of our Carnage picks. Let us know if you're looking forward to the Venom solo flick. Let us know if you're excited about Carnage. Let us know if you just became a fan yesterday, like DeepBoyce was talking about. We'll see you leaguers on the next one.
Peace.